Alrighty, so in today's video, we're gonna go over the brand new released firmware for the Autel EVO 2, version 2.1.0. Stick around. What's going on, everybody? Ken here. You're watching Original Dobo, a channel totally dedicated to drone and tech videos. I do a new video every single week, so you definitely want to be here. So hit that subscribe button before you leave today. All right, so today we're talking about the new firmware that Autel just released today. It's available for download via OTA, or you can go right to the website and click on the support section and download the firmware yourself. So I'll quickly go over some of the changes that are most notable here. There is some new functions, and the new function is that it now supports EVO 1 on the EVO 2 controller. Previously, you weren't able to connect this controller to the EVO 1. Now you can. I have yet to try the EVO 1 controller on the EVO 2 and see if that binds. I'm sure that will also need a firmware update as well. They also supported the new visual auto calibration and added a reminder when the visual works abnormally. Not really 100% sure what that is, but I'll get some further clarification and update the video description. Bug fixes, they've optimized the EVO 8K and fixed the autofocus, so hopefully some of those soft edges that we've been seeing will be no more. They also fixed the gimbal vibration when you start the drone up. So basically a couple of times I've had some issues where I was setting this down to start it up, and then what would happen is the gimbal would just start having a seizure, and the only way to rectify it was pull the battery out, let it sit for a second, plug the battery back in, and it would start up normally. So now that that has been fixed, so we shouldn't see that problem across the board. There are some other bug fixes, but they didn't list them. I know one of the major ones is the horizon tilt. So I just quickly did a brief test, nothing fancy, took the drone out up in the air just to see if the horizon was level. At first glance, it did seem level, but after just doing a quick yaw about, I did notice that the gimbal still had some tilt, like the gimbal couldn't keep up with the movement that I was creating. So that's something that Autel's definitely going to have to fix, is the ability for the gimbal to keep up with the movement of the drone. I think that this is something that has to be fixed. Otherwise, you're going to constantly have to keyframe to fix some of those shots. Alrighty. How do you install this? Well, if you were just going to do the over-the-air update, you'll simply plug your phone into the controller, power on the drone, make sure you have an SD card in the drone, and download the firmware version. It takes about 11.5 minutes for this to completely install. After it's installed, you will need to reboot the controller and the drone for it to apply. Now, at any point, if this firmware version does get stuck, what you can easily do is go to Autel's website, the support section, downloads, EVO 2 download the latest version, put the bin file on your root of your SD card, put your SD card in the drone, power on your controller first, then power on the drone, and the drone will start reading the update and finish the update process. So if the over-the-air does not work, you can always go ahead and install it manually just by downloading the firmware version. I know a lot of people said that they had an issue where they downloaded the firmware and it still proceeded to tell them that there was an update available. If you have that problem, another thing that you can do is uninstall the application and reinstall the app. That will clear the cache from the app, and hopefully it will recognize the new firmware. This was just a really quick video and update. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, stay original.